Welcome, everybody. This is the Goose Creek CISD School Health Advisory Council General Meeting. This is our fourth meeting, so welcome to our meeting. This meeting will be called to order. It's 5:07 p.m. on April 23rd, 2024. My name is Amanda Kennington, the district chair for this council and facilitator. Our parent chair, Mr. Reed, was unable to be here tonight. There was a conflict with schedule. His son is playing in a game this evening out of town, and it is his senior year, so we definitely understand that, to be with family tonight, but he apologizes for that scheduling conflict. But we would like to welcome you all and extend our appreciation for your time tonight. Today's meeting is being recorded as a matter of public record. Confidential information should not be discussed. For the sake of those listening to the recorded event, we ask that anyone wishing to speak signal by standing or raising your hand. Once you're called upon, the speaker will need to state their name and speak clearly and concisely at a level appropriate so your voice and any comments can be heard using a microphone. If you can hear me okay, give me a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Perfect. Only board-appointed members of the District School Health Advisory Council may vote on any agenda items for approval. So if you are a guest, we just ask you to abstain from any voting. The SHAC guiding principles shown on the presentation slides are a collective vision of the members as we strive to perform our duties in support of creating healthier school environments. At this time, we'd like to welcome and recognize any guests present. So if you will please stand, we'd like to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and your role. So any guests in the room, please stand. So if you'll state your name and your role.
My name is Shamika Johnson. I'm with MD Anderson Cancer Center, and I am the program manager of the Aspire program.
Hello, my name is Brianna Carter, and I am also with MD Anderson, and I'm working under Aspire with Shamika as well.
I'm Melissa Ortega, teacher at Goose Creek.
One of our It's Time Texas honorees who's on the leaderboard. Thank you for being here and staying with us.
I'm Lisa Garcia Alvarez. I'm at the Pre-K Early Childhood Center, and I'm a Pre-K teacher.
And also an It's Time Texas honoree staying with us this evening.
My name is Sensory Ariaga. I am the student support administrator at Alamo Elementary and the SHAC champion.
Dr. Brittany Griffith. I'm the assistant principal at Alamo Elementary, and I'm here supporting Ms. Ariaga.
Supporting her.
Nereida Cardenas. I am the school nurse at Robert E. Lee. Thank you.
Angela Dunson, catch champion at Travis Elementary.
Thank you for being here. It's time Texas honoree. Thank y'all so much for being here or staying with us this evening. Please make sure you sign in at the back. Ms. Ashley Cox is our SHAC secretary. She's going to document the appointed member attendance and determine if we have a quorum.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Did everybody get signed in? Okay, perfect. Appointed members, please listen for your name and respond as I call those who are present at today's meeting. Tanya Alexander, Denise Hernandez, Natalie Ortega, Yolanda Bean Brown, Stephen Bingham, Kimberly Brock, Kelly Bush, Teresa Caldwell, Amber Carter, Kristen Cathy, Sam Chapa, Patricia Cheshire, Valencia Davis, Rhett Dauberstein, Natalie Edwards, Sandra Encinas, Pavandeep Kaur, Sandra Gonzalez, Nestor Dominguez, Cody Guillory, Allison Halliday, Jesse Harden, Wes Hines, LaShonda Huff, Michelle Casely, Kim Kostek, Joel Coons, Rachel Lathan, Lee Martinez, Wendy Martinez, Preston Miller, Mirtha Morales, Stephanie Myers, Melissa Ornelas, Casey Pena, Patricia Pena, Megan Finney, Sarah Pruitt, Maria Ramirez, Anna Rodriguez, Juan Rodriguez, Anawase Sherman, Diane Slack, Guadalupe Cervantes, Teresa Times, Adriana Ware, Kevin Robleski. Perfect, and that is everyone.
All right, if you're an appointed SHAC member and you did not hear your name, please raise your hand so we can make sure that we have you signed in. I'm sorry, is it Miss Cody Guillory, are you here? Miss Guillory? 28. Yes, because we needed 24. I know. All right, so we do have a quorum. We needed 24. We have 28 members, appointed members present. Since our last meeting, 4 members were removed as voting members of the district SHAC according to our bylaws due to non-attendance at the mandatory general meetings. So just be aware of that. In Goose Creek CISD, our mission is developing the whole child. SHAC meeting information, including agendas, our minutes, audio, can all be located on the district website through the GC United and Wellness site or by scanning the QR code on your screen. For each general meeting, members of the public may provide comments or concerns by emailing SHAC, it's SHAC @gccisd.net, and the communication will be shared with the SHAC Executive Council for consideration. All right, for the second consecutive year, Goose Creek CIC has earned third place winner of the large school district category in the statewide It's Time Texas Community Challenge, thanks to your support, School Health Advisory Council. Throughout that 8-week-long competition, hundreds of Goose Creek employees, students, parents, and community members took on the competition by participating in those daily exercises, utilizing community parks, consuming more water, making healthier food choices. Ms. Zamora Fernandez, she was here earlier. She participated in the Employer Challenge, and she said, "This is my second year participating." She said, "The first year I became more active and ate more fruits and vegetables. And then this year she earned 5th place out of the entire leaderboard and drank more water to maintain that healthy lifestyle." So because of your pledge of support from the School Health Advisory Council, the Board of Trustees, and the Be Well Baytown Collaborative, as well as our partners with the City of Baytown, we all helped to set a district record, accumulating over 3 million points in the 2024 Community Challenge. That's about 59,000 more points than we had last year. So let's give it up for Goose Creek. And if you notice pictures up here, Harlem Elementary, Baytown Junior School, and Peter E. Highland High School were recognized as the 2024 It's Time Texas Challenge Salad Bowl trophy winners. They earned the most points in the campus competitions. And just our success. So Sherry Young, who was here, she was in the yellow. Is she still here? She was here just a little while ago. We had a little social gathering just before talking about It's Time Texas. But Miss Sherry Young said that her success in the It's Time Texas Community Challenge is the collective effort of the entire school community because we build healthy relationships that prioritize wellness in our schools. We're proud of everyone who contributed to this achievement. And she is the Harlem Elementary SHAC champion. So thank you. Once again, if you are here for It's Time Texas honoree, if you'll just raise your hand and wave so we can honor you on the leaderboard today. Thank you for being with us today. Awesome. All right. So just as a side note, this accomplishment does align with our Goose Creek Wellness Policy goals by actively promoting healthy lifestyles and empowering individuals to role model those healthy behaviors, which then positively impacts the health and well-being of our youth. So if your name is displayed on the slide as It's Time Texas Leaderboard employees, we have recognized you. We definitely appreciate you. We definitely wanted to make sure that we showed anyone that's designated their points to go to Harlem, Baytown Junior, or Peter E. Highland. Those of you that are specific to Harlem, Baytown Junior, or Peter E. Highland, raise your hand if you designated your points. We've got our principal here, Ms. Trisha Times from Peter E. Highland, Ms. Sherman from Harlem, and then Ms. Lori Rumfield. You designate to Harlem as well. So thank you for helping those schools and leading them to victory for the Salad Bowl trophy. Special thank you to Ms. Stephanie Myers, who's unable to be here tonight. She is our employee wellness director. She sponsored breakfast for these 3 schools, so for the entire staff at those campuses. So congratulations to the 3 campus champion winners of the Salad Bowl. All right. So up next on our agenda, we have item B2. We wanted to welcome Miss Arriaga to come up. She's the SHAC champion and student support administrator from Alamo. She's already introduced herself, but we just wanted to say thank you for coming. She's going to present her coordinated school health spotlight. So Miss Arriaga's done a fantastic job leading her campus school health advisory committee and implementing district adopted coordinated school health programming, which we called CATCH. CATCH is our coordinated approach to child health. It's implemented kinder through 8th grade. And she's going to share kind of her wellness committee's best practices and actions related to the campus improvement plan. Please pull up your slides. And if you want to use...
Can you hear me now? Oh, yes, you can. Okay. Okay. So at Alamo, we know that health is going to help our children's attendance and everything like that. So we're trying to be proactive. And some of the things that we did start with hello. As you can see, our lovely mascot, Eddie the Eagle, is repping in our lovely green shirt where we were greeting people. We just have some of the things highlighted here. The school leadership, coordinating messaging, sharing the message, instruction, family, community, employee wellness, and social climate. We are implementing active recess. We're having in-class discussions with the kiddos. And we also have pajama day when we had our catch kickoff. Our lovely Photoshop picture, because we can never get everybody at one time. So these are all our committee. Our committee has grown. As more people started to engage and get collaborative, they wanted to join, which was awesome. And so every year, one of the things that you might have seen me at the wellness is I dress up as a fruit. Last year I was a banana. This year I was a grape. And that's just to get kids excited. It draws attention and they want to know why you're dressed like that. And so that was some of the things that we did. Kicking off, we did the healthy teeth, brushing and everything like that. We, on a part of our catch kickoff, we had kids dress up in their favorite color or even just wearing the clothes. And so you'll notice here sometimes the kiddos don't necessarily dress up like a fruit, but they'll wear the color. And so the teachers would also, in their classroom, highlight that and send pictures. And we also have being citizens and things like that on outside, active recess. Teachers are taking kids outside and actually also doing activities outside. This is a science experiment. Our cafeteria, We reached out to our manager. She was able to get a hold of the district, and ACE was able to come out. And we had a tasting as far as our catch family night. One of the things for our campus improvement plan was signage. If you see it and the subliminal messaging, eventually you're going to start questioning it and asking. And so that's some of the things that we have posted around campus as far as on going into the cafeteria. What is healthier for our go slow and whoa foods? Our go for more is posted in the cafeteria. Our cafeterias workers are promoting it, or staff. And we've seen an increase in kiddos getting those vegetables, especially when they're hungry. And again, we do depth and complexity. So we're talking about ethics as far as whenever they were doing kindness and drug-free. Again, with the signage, we have a dedicated catch board on the way to the cafeteria in front of the gym. We are a dual language campus, so signage in English and Spanish is important, so we can have that inclusive environment for both those demographics. Our social media has helped get the message out to the community so that they're able to see what we are doing. And so we had a lot of, the celebrations of of the anti-bullying, the drugs, and the catch kickoff. We do something at Alamo Elementary. It's called EagleCon, where we have a kind of like Giant Con that we have, but we host it on our campus for a PLC day. And our PE coaches were able to invite other elementaries, such as, I believe it was Asheville Smith. And they were coming out, and our teachers come in, and they're being trained on some of the things that we have available, such as the Gaga Pit. And again, you'll see more of the signage. Diabetes awareness. We encourage the kiddos to wear blue. So one of the things, I don't know if you've seen Alamo, it's located off of North Main. We do not have sidewalks. We have a couple right there from Alamo to the Technology Center, but it is not in a walking zone. And we really wanted to try to incorporate where there's the walk to school day, but unfortunately we don't have that option. So you'll see on our signage it was walk at school day. Which then we had to change a little bit because it rained that day. And so that flexibility, but we also did a simulation. You have staff members that have smaller kids. Our principal, Miss Abbott at the time, she had a cozy coop. And so we simulated crossing the street for our kids and, looking both ways. We also had cahoots and technology incorporation with the music. And so they had little stations and rotations that they were able to go to. Oh, and we also had staff members they demonstrated bike safety, rollerblades, and scooters. Students were not allowed to bring any of those things to campus. It was actually our faculty and staff that came and modeled and had fun skating around in the gym and things like that. Again, we do our house system, and so you can see some of the things that we do on our rallies, incorporating different activities. We challenge each other. This is, again, drug catch lesson on drugs, active recess. One of the things that we were able to do is we have Ms. Kennington can elaborate a little bit more about painting for the different active recess sites around our campus. I don't know if you...
I believe we shared before that part of our partnership with Be Well Baytown is that we were able to purchase some stencils to be able to put in, but we also partnered with United Way as well, and some volunteers came out on Day of Caring. So in addition to some that we had already painted on the concrete, so it's mainly for activity, right? So we just want to increase activity in any way, and if you have hopscotch there on the ground, it may increase activity. If you have, we have the United States map in one of their areas. When Day of Caring volunteers came, they painted a hundreds chart. Ms. Abbott really wanted a hundreds chart for the smaller students to practice counting, numbering, sequencing, things like that. So just really is
And so
increasing physical activity.
those things has helped. So it's taking the kids from being in the classroom all day, and we're able to host lessons outside in the sunshine and things like that. This is our family event. We, again, had ACE out there. We had Zumba. We had a sensory walk. We had a clown. And we had the food tasting. We also invited some of the community members, and that's that buy-in and trying to get them in. Baytown is up and coming. We have Salado, we have Hot Works, we have all these things. What better way to have them come to your elementary, support them, and they can, you're supporting them and they're supporting you. So we had Healthy Sip come out, we had DBAT. We also had Baytown PD talk about their RAD program, which is the self-defense that they host on Thursdays. And it's for children 13 and up, so you can learn about self-defense and safety. We've also had College and Career Day. We had the Baytown Fire Department come out and talk about the careers. We also had Jesus Suarez, this International Space Station engineer, talk about careers at NASA. Another thing that we did have was we had Impact High School Book Club donate books for our campus as well. One of the things that we really wanted to improve this year when we were looking at our efforts from last year was staff wellness. There was a huge push. And so we, not here listed, we have a relaxation room that the staff can utilize where we have the massagers. We incorporated a coloring wall in the lounge, those common areas, but that relaxation room is where, especially today after STAR testing, it was utilized. And so we challenge ourselves and we use Padlet. And so you can kind of see there with the little yellow heart, the House of Resilience. And we give them challenge points. And that's how House of Resilience is winning right now. Yeah. The staff has really bought into the staff wellness portion, and they started creating clubs of their own, reaching out through email. Hey guys, we're going to be walking today at 4:30, and it turned into a whole club. They're staying. I think they're starting a yoga club. They have a potluck club. We have a book club. So really, those other things to incorporate the whole wellness of the staff. Again, we have our ambassadors as well. We already talked about some of the signage in our rallies. Again, some of the things that we've done as far as promoting kindness. We have a 15-day kindness challenge. Our ambassadors have done the pet food drive. Dr. Griffith is actually, we're going to do kindness and kicks in May. It's a challenge. So kiddos are going to have a punch board to do acts of kindness to be entered for a chance to win some shoes. One boy and one girl. And again, empathy, you can see the staff, we had staff care, self-care, where they were able to create stress balls. And one of those things is not only that they were able, it's low cost, but I also have those things available. So if they need that for the kids, they are able to get that from my office and create them for their kids as well as for reset boxes. That is the hundreds chart that she was talking about earlier. We also, one of the things on EagleCon, did staff love language, and it's how you want to be appreciated. Some people like gifts, some like words of affirmation, and so that is something that we did. They were able to create little door hangers, and they put it outside of their door. And so you can see how you can celebrate one. Mine is acts of service. So if you see me feeling overwhelmed, if you can come and help me lighten my load, I'd be very happy. And last year, our efforts, we were one of America's healthiest schools. And so we have built on that, and we've applied again this year. So hopefully we make it.
Well, before I let Ms. Arriaga have a seat, I want you to think about something that maybe you saw that they do at Alamo that maybe you would like to incorporate at your own school or at your child's school. Think about that, and then turn and talk to a shoulder partner or a table mate and kind of share something that you liked, you enjoyed, you thought, that's pretty neat, and share that with your table mate. I'll give you about a minute. All right. If I could have your attention, raise your hand. If you can hear my voice, raise your hand. All right. Any questions for Ms. Arriaga before she goes? You're welcome to stay, by the way, but I know you may have to go. Any questions? So she's SSA that's like an assistant principal, essentially, at two different campuses, at Crockett and at Alamo, and she does the SHAC champion overseeing coordinated school health. So she does a fantastic job. So please give it up for Ms. Arriaga for agreeing to come and visit us today. Thank you. A side note before we move on, all the SHAC champions are encouraged to rude sitting. They're all encouraged to complete a catch yearbook. It's not a must, but it does add points to their awards for the SHAC Cold Child Wellness Award if they choose to do so. So some of you that were members last year remember Sherry Young came and shared hers. So it's just kind of a spotlight on the work that they've done. So just a great way to be able to spotlight that. Get back to where we were. So minutes are next. So at this time, we're going to move to approval of the minutes. A draft of the November 28th, 2023 and both February 20th, 2024 meeting minutes were shared with you all members via email about 72 hours prior to the general meeting tonight, but also once they were made at that time. But at this time, I'd like to call for a motion from the committee to approve the meeting minutes as written. Name? Martha Morales. Would anyone like to second? Are you stretching or saying yes? Maria Ramirez seconds. I saw Wes way back there. I didn't know he was raising his hand. All right. Is there any discussion of the meetings? Any corrections, any edits that we may have missed? Any other discussions on those minutes? All right, remember, appointed members only. Please vote to approve the motion to accept the November 28th, 2023 and February 20th, 2024 minutes as written. If you're not at the meeting on that date, you still may vote or abstain. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye. All against, raise your hand and say nay. Any abstentions, raise your hands. All right, motion passes. All right, now on to agenda item C. We're going to see if we can get Ms. Johnson's, Ms. Shamika Johnson is here. Let me just introduce her, and then we're going to try to get her presentation up. She is here. She's the program manager for Aspire. It's a smoking prevention interactive experience with the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center. She's here to share about the free online tobacco prevention education resource. We normally don't have this, so we're always thinking early.
Okay. Yeah, y'all can hear me. Thank you for having me, Amanda. Thank y'all for having me, SHAC. I am so happy to be here. I am Shamika Johnson. Has anybody ever heard of MD Anderson? Yes, we're great, huh? Yeah, we're #1 in cancer prevention and care and services. And so I am so elated to be here. The Aspire program, anybody, has y'all heard about the Aspire program? Yay! And so that's why I'm here, because I want to support you all in your efforts with tobacco prevention and vaping prevention. Is that an issue in Goose Creek? Yes, I know. And so one of the reasons why I'm here is because we want to continue that relationship, but also we need the support from you all. So without further ado, I'll start my presentation. Brianna is my newest colleague. I'm so happy to have her. She started last week, and she just moved here from Chicago. I don't know. So yeah, give her a hand of applause. So y'all, I've been without a person for almost 3 years, and I know y'all probably can relate in some areas of that, so I just don't know how to act. I'm so excited that I finally got somebody. Okay, so without further ado. So just talking about the toll of tobacco in Texas, high school students who smoke account for 4.9%, which is about 81,400 students. Male high school students who smoke cigars account for 6%. High school students who use e-cigarettes account for 18.7%, which is approximately 243,000 students, and that's a lot of students. And this data is from 2020, so we know that it's worse. Kids under 18 who become new daily smokers each year is about 7,700. Reason being, as the older smokers die off, get sick, they need new smokers. They need, tobacco companies want to replace those dying smokers. And so that's why they're promoting these products to our youth, because if they can get them addicted early on, then they most likely have a lifelong client. That's the way they look at it. And so while we were out kind of celebrating, tobacco sales had gone down when it comes to cigarettes, teens were not smoking anymore. Well, big tobacco had already moved on to something else, and it was e-cigarettes. And our PI at MD Anderson saw that early on, and so he actually started working on Aspire 2.0, and I want to say about 2016, and it rolled out in 2018. And so we were trying to get to the educators, the teachers, the parents, and nobody really saw it coming until it was too late. And I think y'all can kind of attest to that. And so adults in Texas who smoke account for 14.7%, which is 3,175,000. And is there any nutritional value to smoking tobacco? None whatsoever. And so people are dying for no reason. Like this is lung cancer is totally preventable. The proportion of cancer deaths in Texas attribute to about 26.9%. And we see that a lot working at MD Anderson. And so it's really, really sad. And so we want to make certain that we educate and empower not only the parents, but also the kids, hence Aspire. Next slide. What is Aspire? Aspire stands for a Smoking Prevention Interactive Experience. It is a online tobacco prevention and vaping prevention program. So all throughout the program, students are learning at a self-directed pace. They learn through a gamified experience. It's like a video game. And so with the video game, it's 5 educational modules. So they're not only they're learning about the traditional nicotine products, all the smoking products, and then also the e-cigarettes, the hookah, and then it talks a little bit about synthetic marijuana. So again, all throughout the program, they're learning. They'll start off with a pre-assessment of 26 questions just to kind of gauge their knowledge. And a lot of times they don't really know much, but as they go through the program and complete the modules, they're able to digest that information and apply it at post. And so typically we see an increase in knowledge from pre to post. They hear testimonials, and there's also quizzes along the way, and they hear testimonials from former smokers, healthcare professionals, their peers, and cancer survivors, just to kind of make it look real. And because sometimes they hear from parents and teachers, and it's like, oh, whatever, we don't know what we're talking about, but then there's also peers in the videos as well. It is evidence-based, and it aligns with TEKS and National Educational Standards in Health Science and Technology, hence why I'm here. It's available in English and in Spanish. The program is free at no cost to students and educators at this time. So I know I love free, and I know districts love to hear free too, okay? The program takes about 3 hours to complete. Again, it's self-directed, and a memorandum of understanding is required, but we have that all taken care of because of Amanda. You all have a 3-year agreement that's signed at the district level. And then I also want to talk about completion. So when students complete the program, and teachers, let's say I'm a teacher at Goose Creek Memorial, 50% of my students complete the program in its entirety, I'm going to give you a $50 gift card to Walmart or Target. Free, just for participating. And if 80% of your students complete, they'll get an incentive item like sunglasses, a keychain, phone chargers. That's just an incentive for us saying thank you for your participation. I know it's not a lot, but it's just to say, MD Anderson, thanks you for your participation. Next slide. So again, we have 5 educational modules. You can just click through that, all 5. Brianna handed out a flyer, and so on that flyer, it tells you what's in each of the 5 modules. So you'll learn and see what your students will learn as they progress through the program. And again, it is available in English and Spanish. I just brought the English one today, so you can just go through all of that because they have a copy of it, Amanda. So yeah, you get to see what they're going to learn. What this looks like as a teacher. Okay, so teachers would just have to send me their information, like the name of their school, their class periods, and their class periods. And I'll create an account for them. And you will be able to see teachers and administrators. Amanda would be able to see this too because she's connected to all the programs. The overall number of students that are participating, how many passed, how many failed, and how many are in progress, and then also demographic information and student grades. So the back end of Aspire has a database that captures your students' grades, right? So your students are going to get a total of 7 grades. They get a grade for the pre-assessment, post-assessment, and grades for each of the 5 modules. And teachers will determine how much weight that grade carries. So they can use it as a supplement to what is already being taught, final exam grade, homework grade, test grade, extra credit. It's at your discretion. All of the data is yours, and we teach you how to run those reports to monitor your students' progress and also to access those grades. Really easy program to implement. Next slide. The student portal. And so the students will create their own accounts. So there's an administrative portal and a student portal. Students will create their own accounts. From their prospective schools. The program is self-directed, self-paced. Progress is immediately saved. If they, in the event that they forget their password, we can send a reset link. Students can print their own certificates of completion. When students complete the program, they have the option to print or save a certificate of completion, just showing that they completed it. We're proud of them. It has their name on it and all of that. And there's also a closed captioning feature for the hearing impaired. And so this is, the next slide is what that's going to look like. So Kay, my colleague, was creating an account. So we just asked the username, email address, and the only reason why we ask for email address is in the event that a student forgets their password, they can be sent a link, and students don't pay attention, so they forget, and all the time. So we want to just make sure that it's easy for you all to do. But then they have to create a password, gender, age, grade, and you can go to the next slide. And it's going to ask them where they're located. And as you see, this example is HISD, so depending on the name of the campus, they'll select that, and then their teacher's name, and then they create an account. And once they do that, it's self-directed from that point on. They just press play, and the program goes. Next slide. And so this is a little bit of our evaluation data. And so we do ask them 4 questions once they complete the program. Have you learned a new tobacco fact? 92% report yes. Did the program influence your decision not to use tobacco? 90% said yes. And do you have a greater understanding of how tobacco affects your health? 90% said yes. And would you recommend the program to someone else? 85%. So again, we are just ecstatic about these numbers because we know that the students are excited about it. They're happy about it. They're learning about tobacco prevention, education, and awareness in a fun, gamified way. And I say that because I know a lot of times some educators want to implement this program as an alternative to suspension. Has anybody ever been on punishment before? Nobody wants to admit. Everybody's hand should be up, okay? So when you're on punishment, right, you're just doing whatever it takes to get through it. You're not focused on learning nothing. You're not focused on trying to do it fun. Like you're just, so if I prescribe Aspire because I got caught violating the tobacco policy, students are just going to go through it to get through it. They're not going to think it's fun. They're not going to want to do it. And so that's what they're doing, and that's what teachers are doing, or educators are doing, or administrators are doing to check a box. But most likely, if you caught them violating the tobacco policy, they are addicted. And prevention not going to help. If I'm pregnant, don't give me a birth control pill, right? Too late. And I'm just blunt, y'all. Am I being recorded? Okay. Okay, next slide. And so, but I do have good news, okay? So MD Anderson has partnered with the Truth Initiative to provide assets called This Is Quitting. So we've purchased this program for Texas. So anybody in Texas can have access to this program. And so while the students are taking Aspire, there's messaging embedded in the program that asks them, hey, because a lot of times when we gain new information and knowledge, it says, do you need help quitting? Would you like to quit? And it gives this messaging in here about the program, This Is Quitting, and it's a text to quit program, the first of its kind. And you can go to the next slide. And so it's nothing that you can prescribe to them. This is totally anonymous. We want them to be excited about quitting. So I got the information. I've been caught vaping. I'm addicted. I know I need help because I've taken Aspire. I've gotten the information. I know that it's dangerous. I know how it impacts my health. You know what? I want to do something about it. We want to make certain that these assets and palm cards with the code on there, so if they go through the program, they say, okay, I'm thinking about quitting. This program is going to meet them where they are. So if they're thinking about quitting, they would type that in. If they want to quit, they can set a quit date. So it just kind of meets them where they are. It's all through a bot. And depending on the algorithms and where they are in their journey is the messaging that they're going to get 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's confidential, so you won't know. if they decided to participate, because we don't ask that, we don't even know who they are, but we just want to support them. We want the education piece, but also the cessation pieces. There's not a lot of cessation out there for youth under 18, and so this is the first of its kind, and so we want to make certain that these assets are available. And then we also have cards, I'm out of them, for parents to talk to their kids or adults to talk to the kids, and I can bring those. We're in the process of ordering it, but I do have the cards here if you want them. Even in schools, we have posters that you can hang up throughout the school so that the kids can still get the messaging. They can text in the code. This is absolutely free as well. So free. Can't be free. And so, like I said, flyers, palm card, posters, social, all of these are our assets available to you. And I do have some on the tables if you want those assets as well to take back to your respective campuses. But please, if you're not, and I don't know if you all are participating in Aspire this year, but after, what is that big test y'all just took, the Kids Star? Like, this would be a perfect time for y'all to let the kids take Aspire, and then as the next year comes, the same thing. So we just want to make certain that we are a support to you and that you know that MD Anderson cares about the youth. And we want to make certain that they get the right information before they start using, being proactive instead of reactive. Okay? And I think that is it. Well, we haven't added Brianna yet, but I promise I'm going to add you to the slide, Brianna. So does anybody have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
You said that Goose Creek has an
MOU?
sorry. So they could, it's okay, they could put in their information and everything.
So you would just email me? Are you new here? Are you?
She's elementary though.
Oh, you're elementary. So what grade? What grade?
Elementary.
Because I would say fifth grade.
That's what I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say typically we say middle and high school students, but because we know that kids are getting caught violating the tobacco policy, I had a lady call me a couple of weeks ago. They caught a first grader outside with the paraphernalia, and we know that they're getting it from the older siblings. And so yeah, if they're able to understand the information and the education, and typically fourth and fifth grade is good because we have to make certain that we give them the information as early as we can, so that they can make informed decisions and just know how it impacts the body. So yes, we do have elementary schools participate at the fourth and fifth grade level.
If you're interested in the program, you're definitely welcome to email Shamika, and she has business cards. Or if you want to contact me, I can kind of segue into that and just kind of connect you to, so we can make sure that we have you on the program, so that way you have quick access to it. I definitely agree with what Ms. Johnson is saying, and I've heard that from all of you as well. It's the prevention side that we really want to hit home. How many of you have these or have seen these posters around your campuses? Do any of you have these posters at your campuses currently? So I think this would be a great resource, like she said, especially for our middle and high schools. So if you have a child or if you are a teacher at one of these campuses, feel free to take this so that we can get those posted. Definitely. Any other questions? You don't want to, any other discussion? And I did hear from a PE teacher over at EF Green recently. Her students are going through, because of the incentives that MD Anderson's, yes, and MD Anderson makes it very easy for them to set it up. We get the passwords. If there may be a glitch every now and then with the programming, but the students are enjoying it. Teachers are using the time that they have, spare, and so it makes it very easy. Yes, you're doing wonderfully. Yes. Perfect. She came out, yes, last year and did a presentation for our PE teachers. So we definitely appreciate you as well. So awesome. Well, y'all give a hand to Ms. Johnson and MD Anderson for presenting to us today. Appreciate that. Weird that it folded up like that. Got on my email. All right, where are we at? Oh. Okay. Okay, so next on the agenda is our discussion items. We're on the agenda on area D, 1 and 2. First, I want to report just about the Kids Teaching Kids project. This was mentioned before, but I just want to kind of give you an update on that project. So just a little bit of background on Kids Teaching Kids Healthy Lifestyles program. It was created in 2010. It's to address childhood obesity, help children and parents build a lifetime of healthy habits through nutrition education at home and wellness activities. Goose Creek CISD is the first district in our area, anywhere in the Houston area, to participate in this Kids Teaching Kids Healthy Lifestyles program. And this year, we actually had 13 elementary campuses participate: Carver, Alamo, Austin, San Jack, Highlands Elementary, Banuelos, Asheville, Smith, Victoria, Walker, Harlem, Travis, Pumphrey, Crockett, and Clark. We're the first ever in this area to do the 21-day snacking challenge, which is a sub-piece of that Kids Teaching Kids program. They just finished it up in the end of February. The Kids Teaching Kids program provided all the promotional materials, so the banners, the support assets that they needed, was all provided to them. The communication went through the PE teachers, so they led those efforts during just one PE class, and just to explain the challenge to the students and get them excited about participating. Parents choosing to participate then registered their children, and they received email communications directly from Kids Teaching Kids. So beyond just communicating it, it really was on the parents and families at home to continue with the programming. So at home, they would receive emails providing creative recipes. They would provide a snacking log, wellness and activity videos that parents and children could enjoy with their children at home. And then participants will receive, if they have not already, a small gift for participating. Side note that the Kids Teaching Kids program also supports professional development for PE teachers as an incentive for promoting the challenge. PE teachers that met or exceeded 20% signups from their school campus census received a gift card and free annual tapered membership. And PE teachers that met the registration marker for 50% of their students to register and complete the challenge earned a tapered scholarship to attend their conference with registration and hotel included. I just wanted to take a moment to congratulate Carver Elementary PE teachers, Jamie Reese and Antonio St. Julian. They earned that achievement this year, so let's give them a hand. And as a part of the Kids Teaching Kid program, the program also engaged high school students. So we talked a lot about elementary, but we also engaged our high school students from the career and technical education. They actually took part in helping to teach elementary students to make those better snacking habits. So CTE, culinary arts, marketing departments are all a part of this. Education department are all a part of this Kids Teaching Kids project as well, as they provide mindful and character building education via a digital recipe book. Now, this recipe book that you see up here on the screen on the presentation slide is from 23-24, because the one that they're working on currently all the pieces haven't been submitted yet. But we hope to see Goose Creek in the recipe book from Kids Teaching Kids going into the future. But if you notice, there's also some videos on the top piece there where the avocado is. You see there's a mindful video that's embedded in that. You see that there's activity videos as well. Well, our PE teachers also were giving and encouraged to participate in the video contest. I'm happy to say Mr. Joel Kuntz, one of our PE teachers and SHAC member here today, he was one of the PE teachers that submitted a video, and I would like to share that video at this time.
Hi,
it's loud, sorry.
this is Coach Kuntz, Highlands Elementary in the Goose Creek Consolidated Independent School District. We're here to talk to you about dribbling the basketball. Along with me, I have 3 students. They are Josiah in 1st grade, Luke in 3rd grade, and Angelica in 5th grade. There are 3 keys to success in dribbling basketball: using your fingertips, keeping your eyes up, and dribbling waist and below. Luke is demonstrating keeping his eyes up while he's dribbling the basketball. He wants to be able to see where he's going while having control of the ball. Angelica is keeping the ball below her waist. She uses her body to protect the basketball. Josiah is demonstrating using your fingertips while dribbling the basketball. He will wave bye-bye as he pushes down on the ball. To practice the keys to success, you can set up anything at your house, such as water bottles like we have, or socks, or paper. Josiah will demonstrate a beginning level by dribbling the ball around the water bottle and back by using the 3 keys to success. The next drill, Luke will dribble down, reach down, and knock the water bottle over with his offhand while maintaining his dribble. The next drill, Angelica will demonstrate dribbling down and picking up the water bottle with her opposite hand while maintaining her dribble and bring the water bottle back. By practicing these 3 keys to success, you too can become an excellent dribbler of the basketball. Thanks for watching, and see you on the court.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Ruiz Sierra.
Mr. Coach Coons, his video because he's here. But I did invite CTE to come and present. They have a meeting the same night tonight, so they were unable to be here, but I did want to honor them by just saying that the culinary arts did also create a video. So here's the students that are creating their recipe.
And today we're making our recipe, the mermaid bowl. The ingredients are 1/3 cup sliced 1/3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. We are from Stewart Tech Career High School. We're in Culinary Arts Academy.
Hola, mi nombre es Gabriela.
Yo soy Juliana.
Y yo Sofía. Y esta es nuestra presentación. Como cualquier otro
The
jueves
education
normal, Elizabeth y
piece.
sus amigos, Mía
So
y
this one
Lucas,
is about not
estaban
stressing
planeando
about the
hacer
test.
una clase juntos. Lo único diferente
So the
es que
students
Elizabeth no
created
podía
this
dejarla
as
presentar
well.
su examen de matemáticas. Sus pensamientos empezaron a molestarla. Matemáticas nunca ha sido una clase fácil.
So again, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the submissions that Goose Creek has entered for this Kids Teaching Kids project. If the videos are selected, there is funding that goes along with it. So up to $500 could be awarded for the program, for the PE program, if that video is selected, for the CTE department programs, if their videos are selected to go directly back into those students and their work. So we just think it's a wonderful project to support. So we definitely thank all of you. But would anybody like to share any thoughts about the Kids Teaching Kids program, Mr. Coons, or anyone else? Did anyone else here go through that challenge? I know we have some guests here that ran that program. If it was easy, if it was not. Anyone want to share anything about Kids Teaching Kids project at your campus? Did y'all see the signs posted? Anyone? The banners? Yes. Any other comments? The reason I ask is, would this be something that you all would think that the district should support again next year and going forward? Definitely.
I can tell you just from, I didn't realize how many kids signed up. So, see, I mean, I had 6 or 7. I thought enormous for our campus. That didn't have that many. But we have out, right outside of our survey line, we have a little up all the time, getting orange. I don't know if it's because of that, but I do think it's.
It was something that, again, that we just wanted to try and see if it was something that would be supported. And we asked the campuses that wanted to participate, and they ran with it. So if this is something that you all agree would be something that we should support again next year, then we will meet with Kids Teaching Kids and plan some things. I think the next piece, they actually have an employee wellness component, employee type of challenge that goes along with it. So I know that is really something exciting that we could definitely partner with as well. Talk about, have a discussion with. Okay, perfect. All right, so sorry.
My name is Jennifer.
Jenny. All right, next up we have Miss Lori Brumfield. She's going to come and speak with us about sun safety if I can get off of this video. Then you have to push the button.
Hola, mi nombre es Gabriela.
Yo soy Juliana.
Y yo Sofía. Y esta es nuestra presentación. Como cualquier otro jueves normal, Elizabeth y sus amigos.
So I'm committed to doing this in 2 minutes, all right? Because Amanda said you have 2 minutes. So I even typed up my notes so I wouldn't ramble. All right. Oh, yeah. My name, go ahead.
This is Lori Rumfield. I have to read it. She is our Goose Creek Healthy Schools Special Project Specialist. She has been a guest at one of our meetings before, but she oversees our sun safety initiatives here in the district. So welcome, Lori.
Thank you, Amanda. So sunburns during childhood are a major risk for skin cancer. How many of you guys know that? Okay, so some of you guys know that. That's awesome. It's to prevent our youth from developing melanoma or other forms of skin cancer. It's imperative for them to learn sun safety behaviors at an early age to reduce their lifetime risks. How many of you guys have spent time out in the sun as younger, putting that olive oil on and doing all those things to get a suntan, doing all those dumb things? Yes. So we have increased our risk of getting skin cancer. But our kids are a lot smarter now, thanks to what we are doing in Goose Creek. In 2018, Goose Creek CISD adopted a sun safety policy which outlines procedures primarily focused on the implementation of sun safety education, adoption of sun-safe physical environments, and integration of sun protective behaviors and communications. You can find this policy on our website. So if you go to Goose Creek's website and then go under GC United, you'll see the sun safety policy on there. Every year we revisit the policy, and the updated version will be added to the website here shortly. We are blessed that our Goose Creek CISD Sun Safety Initiative is supported by Be Well Baytown. How many of you have heard of Be Well Baytown? So if you were here at the last meeting, you got a lot of information. That's an initiative of the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, sponsored by ExxonMobil. So how is this done? So what we did in 2018, we adopted a sun safety curriculum in the classroom, and it's also a component of staff education. So, for example, Ray and the Sun Beatables, and we saw it on Alamo's Catch yearbook, and they had the posters up there with Ray and the Sun Beatables. We've also adopted policies that support sun protective behaviors. So teachers will send out notes to remind parents to apply sunscreen to the kids, and then also to wear sun protective clothing during field trips, field days. So the sunglasses, the hats, the long shirts, for outdoor activities. And then the committing to promoting and disseminating the sun safety information. And then the final piece of the sun safety policy is also the commitment to increasing our shaded areas. So since 2019, 17 sunshades have been built on 15 of our campuses in Goose Creek, 11 which are funded through the Be Well Baytown. We're also happy to share that Banuelos, Bowie, and Harlem Elementary have been awarded sunshades, so they will be installed this summer. This is an example of the education. So we did, the very first picture is a picture of some of our athletes. I think this is the track team, and they were in Galveston. They had gone to a track meet. But it started with doing education with our coaches and the athletic leads. And then the kids were showed, high school students athletes were shown a video from one of the players from the Dynamo talking about sun safety protection. And the kids filled out a survey, which there was a lot of response. And then the kids received their long sleeve protective shirt. The guy in the middle, I was at a catch night for San Jacinto. He's my little model wearing the shades. Now they're green, so but that was the orange ones. And I'm so impressed with our kids, and I'm so impressed with what our teachers are teaching in Goose Creek. Every single solitary child I've asked, what do you do to practice safety in the sun. They can tell me to wear a hat, to wear sunglasses. They can wear sunscreen and wear long sleeve shirts. They can tell me that. We had somebody that went and taught sun safety at Lee College, and the people in the class there had no idea what to do to practice sun safety. So our kids, our young kids, are already practicing it and are really reducing their risks of getting skin cancer. And that's like lung cancer. It's something that actually can be eliminated if we practice. So it'd be interesting to see how our kids are doing in 20 years from now, right? So I appreciate that. And then the picture at the last picture is a picture of sun safety education that we did with our grounds keeping crew. We did it. We've done it 2 years in a row. The first year they received the long sleeve shirt, but they're out in the sun. They're doing a lot of the hard work in keeping our grounds really nice. And it was really cool to be able to present it to them in multiple languages. So thank you. Does anybody have any questions? It's exciting that we've had that many shade structures built. I also know that construction, when they are building new playgrounds won't be built without a shade structure. So the newest one that just went in at Peter Highland, that one, they insisted that it had to be included with a shade structure. They received a grant to be able to build that playground in the shade structure. Yes, ma'am. Oh. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. This work is worth it. So appreciate everybody's help in this. Thank you very much.
Okay, E focus area. We just wanted to touch on Child Abuse Prevention Month is April and Mental Health Awareness Month, May. I'm going to ask Ms. Caldwell to speak on behalf of the mental health awareness, but I did have just one slide to share with you, and hopefully one video if it will play, from the Counseling and Student Wellness Department here in Goose Creek CISD. Just understand that Child Abuse Prevention Month is the month of April. If you or someone you know in our community that needs help, remember Casey Pena with United Way shared about information from 211. The best way that we can help one another is by sharing resources and sharing whenever someone needs help. But 211 you can be connected with someone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's a great community resource for basic needs. Anything else that I missed, Casey, that you want to add in, feel free. But really just bringing that sense of community. If our families know that they're supported, they're going to be more successful. And so when we think about child abuse as a whole, very difficult conversations, but if we show up, we share that, we're there, we're providing those resources, we're there to partner with one another, that it takes a village. Texas can be strong, and we can have healthy families, be resilient, and thrive in our community. So I just wanted to touch on that. Let's see. And
Have you ever felt like you needed to talk to someone but did not know who to talk to?
This is the video from Counseling and Student Wellness leading into our mental health and awareness. Sorry, I was trying to turn it down and it went to the next one. Let me make it bigger. So Ms. Caldwell, I'm going to share the video, and then if you want to go into talking about the resources itself, we did touch base on this.
Have you ever felt like you needed to talk to someone but did not know who to talk to? Have you ever had a friend or family member ask you for help, but you did not know what to tell them? Here is something to help. The We're Here to Help You Wellness card has a QR code with the link, which gives you access to receiving help while you are at work or school. There's also a QR code on the back that provides the same list of resources in Spanish, which gives you access to receiving help while you are at school or at work. Additionally, direct access is also available for non-emergencies on the wellness card. This card has phone numbers of places that can help you figure things out for free. But always remember, if it is an emergency, dial 911. If you have your cell phone, take a picture of the back and front side of your card so that you can always have it handy. This wellness card is something that you may want to keep close by. If you are wearing your ID badge, please place the card behind your badge. If you are not wearing a badge, please place it in your backpack, wallet, or handbag so that you will have it if needed. Our students, employees, and families deserve the very best. We care about you, and we are here to help you.
Many of you all have seen the We're Here to Help cards. Okay. We did a big push a couple of years ago of getting those cards out in the district, and we gave them to the students. We put them out in the conference rooms. We just put them out where we sent them out to the families. So we wanted to make sure that we had those cards in the hands of the students because typically those are the ones that will utilize those cards. We are out of those cards. We put them everywhere. So we are in the process of getting more. They're at the print shop, but I can tell you that those cards kind of traveled. We would receive phone calls from people in different states. So I don't know who was sharing our cards, but we were getting responses from other states of students who were saying that they were in need of help. So what we also wanted to share with you all is that in the month of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, we have a couple of activities that we wanted you all to be aware of. So we're going to have a version or a hybrid model of our Wellness on the Go. So for every campus that's in Goose Creek, they will have the counselors and the student wellness interventionists will have 100 goodie bags that they're going to pass out on May 1st, May 8th, and May 15th. So each feeder pattern will have those dates that they are assigned to be passing out the goodie bags. So on those dates, the first 100 parents that are in the dismissal line to pick up their children, they will receive those goodie bags. Well, on that same night, depending upon which feeder pattern that you're in, we will be hosting our chit chat night. And so we're going to be focusing on the use of fentanyl or the dangers of fentanyl. So what we will have is 1 hour from 6:30 to 7:30 that we will have kind of like a town hall meeting. So we'll talk about the dangers of fentanyl. We'll have light refreshments, and then of course a discussion that will follow. So that information is going to come out through Parent Square. So be on the lookout for that information that's coming out. And again, that's May 1st, May 8th, and May 15th. Any questions? Thank you so much.
The posters that you see, the say no, go to a safe place, tell a trusted adult, those are posted in every one of our campuses around the district. So if thinking back to child abuse, if there's bullying happening, and if they feel like they need someone to talk to and turn to, those are posted around the campus. But then, as well as an extra resource, the wellness department does have those resource cards. But just know that we all, again, are here to help and just to reach out if you need some information, some more information. Yes. 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 The chit chat. Yes. Let me make it bigger. And then it'll be going, you said on Parent Square, it'll be shared out as well. So you'll see that.
It'll go out on through Parent Square, and then also on the date of the drive-through as dismissal. They will have these flyers at the campuses, and they will also be passing them out.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Any other questions on that? I know we're running a little behind our schedule, so I'm going to try to speed through this next piece. It's we are asking at the end of this for approval and a recommendation. So I just want to kind of go over the information first, and then the ad hoc committee. Each year we have a standing committee that annually reviews our wellness policy, and within that wellness policy review, we take and we say, okay, well, what is our level of completion with each one of the policy goals and objectives? So you all as members were given a copy of that FFA local, the wellness policy at the beginning of the school year. Has not changed. The policy itself has not changed. The board goals have not changed, but we each year have gone according to those goals and objectives. The SHAC created a plan. How are we meeting those goals and objectives within the district? Well, we not only wanted to know district-wide, but we also wanted to know in the campuses, how are they measuring how they're being compliant with the wellness policy itself. So part of our wellness plan, the School Health Advisory Council, what we decided to do was to implement a healthy school assessment across the district each year annually. It was required for the first time last year. This is the second year that it has been implemented, and I'm happy to report to you all that we had 31 of the 30 campuses complete a healthy school assessment. So great data coming in to be able to measure how are we doing. And it's not an I gotcha. It's a let's see where we are. Let's build from it. Earlier you heard Ms. Arriaga say that one of their goals for Alamo was to increase their staff self-care, to really look at employee wellness. Well, that came as a result of their healthy school assessment from the first year that they did that. So it really is giving the campuses back ownership on what are the these pieces that we want to see in our campuses, and maybe build that as a part of their campus improvement plan. So it's not just something as a board goal, but it makes it all the way down into the campus area, and we can provide recommendations for each one of those. So we talked a little bit about this in the last meeting, the process for the triennial review. Every 3 years, because our schools, and Ms. Edwards, our Director of Nutrition Services, can vouch for this, because we are a school district that participates in the National School Lunch Program and or School Breakfast Program under the jurisdiction of the district, we must complete a triennial assessment every 3 years. As I just shared, we do this annually here in Goose Creek. We just choose to because we want to make sure that we're measuring and promoting our activities. So the SHAC permits various stakeholders to participate in the development and implementation and review of this update to the policy. The written wellness plan includes those methods like we talked about. Remember, the plan itself goes according to those goals. It's specific actions. So the second picture there that you see is the actual plan. In each step that we take to measure. And then we talked again just a few moments ago about the healthy school assessment. It's probably Mr. Bingham, like 60 pages long. He's a champion at Lee High School and participated in that. They either have the option to do the paper copy of that healthy school assessment, or they can go online and do the assessment at the campus. We took all of that data, and the ad hoc committee did a wellness school assessment using a tool called WellSat. So you see the ad hoc committee members there. We had parents, school district members that were able to participate in that. The papers that you have as the handouts, you can review. There's one that is labeled 2024 Healthy School Assessment, All Campus and District Data. It's sectioned off by elementary and secondary, and it kind of gives you an average overall for each one of those categories. So this is just the Healthy School Assessment results. Does everyone have a copy from the back? So I guess the first line you would read, it says campus 88.83 PO1, 71.38 for secondary, and the average of the two, the elementary and the secondary, would be 80%. Have a representative school health committee or team. If we were to go around, we could just for each campus go around and say, hey, do you have a school health committee? Do you have a school health committee on your campus? But this gives us a great indication of how well we're doing in that area across the district for each one of the questions. So if you notice, that first section is PO1, PO2, PO3, it goes to PO10. Those are all policy questions that we ask the schools. The second section, it starts talking about NS1, NS2. I'm looking at the third column. Those are all nutrition services type questions. So if you needed to make note of what is it asking about. The SS is smart snacks. So there's standards that the schools have to be compliant with, so that kind of gives you an idea. HPE, all the HPE 1 through 12, those are health and PE questions that were asked. PA is physical activity. So it's like physical activity like within the classroom, brain break, activity breaks, things like that. And then the last section where it says EW1, EW2, all the way to EW6, those are employee wellness specific questions from the campus level. Okay. So I would like you to just kind of review, look over that information, be aware of that information, because when we're going into next year, we really are going to be pulling from this healthy school assessment to provide recommendations to the campuses on, hey, here are some things that you might want to focus on. Maybe take one of those areas specific to their campus and use that. But we use these numbers to measure specific actions that are happening within the wellness plan. If you take out the other document that was provided in the back, it's the annual, it says 2023-2024 GCCISD Wellness Plan Goals and Objectives Annual Review Level of Completion. So we're not going to go through the whole document, but just so you have an idea, the goals for nutrition promotion, goal number 1, that is a board of trustees goal. That is not something that we can change. It's not something we can, omit. That is a board goal, and we, the SHAC, are charged with measuring how well we're doing that. Well, within our wellness plan that we just developed and implemented last year, that we're now measuring, we came up with objective number 1 and objective number 2. So you notice objective 1 and 2, who can tell me, raise your hand, what is objective 1 underneath goals for nutrition promotion? Goal number 1, objective 1, what is the percentage met? All right, so I'm just checking to make sure everybody knows where we're at. So 88%, put your finger on that. So if you were a part of, which you are, if you were a part of that review, 88% is pretty good, right? So we're doing pretty good on meeting objective 1. Now, what about objective 2? 69%, going down a little. So maybe there's some more either evidence that we need to pull in, maybe there's more resources we need to pull in and share with our campuses. So if this is just to give you an idea, just using that first couple examples of that's how we're measuring overall. Now, when I report to the board, I'm going to say for goal number 1, we're at about a 76% meeting that objective across the district. Now, again, before this year, we had scattered data. We did not have as many healthy school assessments turning their information in because it was the first year last year that it was required. So I feel like this is the very first year that we're finally getting to where we can really look at the data, we can really break it down. So our ad hoc committee would like to recommend that we maintain the current method, that we keep this going, that we keep requiring the schools to annually do the healthy school assessments, and that we continue to measure annually so that way we can make these recommendations. So I'm calling as a standing SHAC chair right now for a motion to support that recommendation. Would anyone like to make a motion? We can discuss it after, but would anyone like? Thank you for noting that. Would anyone like to second the motion? Preston Miller. All right, is there any discussion over that? Does anyone not understand or want clarification on, because I know this is a lot. Does anyone want clarification on it? So the wellness plan itself is about a 39-page document, right? It is a long document, but each one of those, what we've done is taken the healthy school assessment questions that we're asking, like Mr. Bingham at Lee High School. We're saying, okay, now we're going to take that and we're going to plug it in to where each objective and goal is within that wellness plan. We're going to say, okay, this is how we're doing across the district at high schools, middle schools, at elementaries. Again, not as an I gotcha, but these are areas for wellness that they are doing really well, and these are areas that they need support. So any questions on that? If you want more clarification and you don't want to speak and be audio, I'll stay after a little bit and discuss it. Can we go ahead and make a vote then to support that recommendation to approve maintaining the current method of measuring the wellness policy. All we're doing is saying that, yes, we're going to continue to measure it this way going into the future using annual data from the wellness plan assessment, and then we can consider that for opportunities to grow in 2024, 2025. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Anyone abstain? You don't want to even vote. Okay, motion passes. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that we had your support in continuing to do that, because it's been a lot of work growing for the past few years. All right. SHAC officer elections. Did you want to talk very quickly about that? See what we have from the floor?
Yep. It is time for officer elections for 2024-2025 academic year. The SHAC chair must be a parent and a board-appointed member of the SHAC, not an employee of the district. The SHAC secretary can be any appointed member of the SHAC. Mr. David Reed, who is currently serving as our SHAC parent chair, has received a nomination to continue in the role for next year if accepted and uncontested. I, myself, Ashley, will be stepping out of my role as secretary, but plan to continue as an active member. At this time, the committee is taking nominations from the floor. Would anyone like to nominate themselves or another SHAC member for an officer, SHAC secretary, or chair position?
Questions about the office that were nominated, and I don't know that I would have the time. Volunteer.
Yeah, if you have the time, or if you know anyone else that's been in the committee with you that you think would be great at it, you could always nominate them. Throw their name out there. Throw them under the bus.
Nominate? Okay.
Perfect.
And he accepted. Also said that he would step aside if anyone would like to contest that. Okay, we're gonna move past that then. We'll table that for now, and we'll pick that up. We just would like to have closure on it, just so that way I know who I'm working with. On what would I call that? Oriented into their new role. So if you're interested, and we will reach out to the nominee. If you're interested, definitely reach out, shac@gccic.net, or see me after the meeting. Perfect. Okay, so if you will take some time before you leave today, or if you promise to do it in a couple of days, I need some feedback. This is my 4th year facilitating the School Health Advisory Council, and I have seen wonderful growth, a lot of things put in place, a lot of great work, a lot of great discussions. You all have been just very receiving of one another's opinions, and then putting forth the effort to go and do some research. Some of you, even on your own, have gone out and just looked at research and then shared your ideas. So definitely appreciate the work that you have done volunteering to be a part of this council, and hope that you will consider participating again next year. But if you will give me some feedback on your agenda, there is a QR code, and I can send the link out in the follow-up. But please take some time to do the SHAC evaluation. And then applications are open. Am I taking your spot? Applications are open to parents, staff, and community members currently for the 2024-2025 school year. So if you're interested in being a member again, I do have a couple of paper copies as well, if you would just rather fill it out on paper, or know someone that would rather fill it out as a piece of paper rather than on the computer. But that QR code that's on your agenda or on the screen right now will get you to the 2024-2025 SHAC applications. Remember, all SHAC applicants the list will go before the board for board approval to become a member, because the board essentially appoints you as a member, but we just kind of give them the list and push in that way. So definitely share the information if you have parents, community members, other staff members that would like to participate. Tell them applications are open. Is that it? All right. Okay, our meeting is now adjourned, 6:36. Appreciate you all coming. Please take some snacks, walk around a little bit. If you have some questions,